Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing another random one-shot from over on Newgrounds. This is actually the sequel to the first Riddle School game. This is Riddle School 2. Believe it or not, you know, the number 2 comes after number 1, and this is actually probably the one in the series I remember the most, only due to the fact that there was this really bullshit puzzle during this, and I'll point it out to you guys when we get to it, but there's this bullshit puzzle in this game that I remember taking me ages to figure out because it was back before like walkthroughs were like a gigantic thing, and it was harder to find like, you know, a YouTube video that might have shown you how to beat the game. So this game has one of those puzzles in it, but it's a huge improvement over the first one. If I remember, there's like actually music, there's like better animations, better art, things like that. It was sort of like when John Bro started improving his craft. So let's go ahead and get started though. So John Bro presents. And here's our protagonist who's dissatisfied with yet another day of learning. What's he gonna think about? A bee. Okay, he's thinking about a sleepy bee. A buzzy bee. And his music stand collapsed on him. So anyway, now here we are. You guys will already see the art style has upgraded a little bit from the first game. And I think that was great about like going back through these games. It's like you get to sort of see the evolution as the game dev got more comfortable with their art style and got more comfortable with animating and things like that. It's pretty cool, and you guys hear, you know, they've got this funky beat in the background. So we're in this music class here, and this is the teacher. That's the band director, Mr. Oboe. He only got hired because of his name. And then on the board it says, I know nothing of music but much of English. Okay, so did anyone else notice that the bass symbol is backwards? Catching bass instead of catching bass. I get it. It's funny. That's an I didn't trace drum set. The creator of this game probably had trouble drawing it. And then here's all of our fancy-free, fun characters from the first game. That's Zach, who's always very, very cold. I wonder why he never wears more than one sweater. Yeah, that's a good question. What an idiot. That's Smiley. She's the only one around who likes school, and she's still loving school there. There's this trombone. Can we pick this up? That's my trombone. I left the slide oil in Mrs. Sleep's room. Okay, so that was a hint right there. Anytime that the protagonist in these games says, oh, I left something somewhere in the school that you can access, what? Access? Wow, the enunciation there, that was wrong. Anyway, so we're gonna go look for that slide oil down the line. But first of all, look at all these little things that are sitting all over the room here and shining, almost as if to be picked up. So it looks like we just got $1 worth of coins. And then if I remember correctly, we talked here to our best friend Fred, spelled with a PH still. Here's my whistle for that $1 you've got there. And I think if we clicked him before we picked up the money, he would have said something along the lines of, hey, I need $1 and you can have this whistle. Alright, I don't actually use it anyway. Alright, cool. Well, I like that we're both just slacking off in this room. So if we try to leave without doing anything, I'm not going to be able to get out, or wait, wow, I just made up a complete sentence there. I am not going out there while Mr. Oboe's watching. And then we can use the whistle, and it should do something. Oh, man. Okay, here's your whistle back, Fred. It knocked out everybody in the room. I don't feel like stealing music from you at the moment. Alright, so there's Smiley, and she's doing some sort of backbreaker backflip thing. And then Fred even is hurt, and Zach is frozen solid, and Mr. Oboe is on the ground, passed out with his hands over his ears. So we should be able to get out of here. Now that was a sharp idea. I can't believe I said that. So once again, always with the puns in the beginning there. That's just the type of game it is. So now we have all these options, and I like that the mini-map up in the upper right corner is now like filled out more. It shows you which rooms you've been in. So we don't want to go back down because that will be into the band room. And here's our Mr. Janitor again, still confused. What are you doing here? And I don't know what he's doing in there himself. He's got like special happy time. Mrs. Sleep. So this is where the oil is supposed to be. So let's go ahead and grab the oil. And it should be somewhere. That's Mrs. Sleep's computer. It was in sleep mode until someone unplugged it. And just like her name implies, it looks like she's knocked out. That's Mrs. Sleep's. She hasn't moved since last month. Until we find someone to drag her out of the room and replace her, she is here to stay. I feel like she might actually be dead if she's been there a month. I don't know. Maybe she's Mrs. Dead now. It's kind of boring, but at least we don't have to do any work. Alright, and this desk here is cracked open a little bit. I think my trombone slide oil could be of use, and I'll bring my 30 cents along just in case. Okay, so we now have 30 cents, which we'll have to use down the line as well. So we got 2 items at the same time, which is pretty cool. Can't remember if there's anything in this vent. It's a vent. Yum, yum. Yum. Yum yum? Why would you say yum yum to the vent? That's kind of weird. Alright, so let's move down the hallway, see what's in here. Mr. Sum's room. This door is locked and the lights are off. I brake for ducks, do you? I don't brake for ducks. There aren't many ducks around here, and I can't drive yet. Okay. The drinking fountain still does the same animation from the first game, which is nice. Let's see if we can go in the women's room. No? No. Just no. Alright, Ms. Green, the door is locked and the lights are off, so we can't get in there either. Let's go into the men's room, see what's out here, in here, I guess. Does anyone out there have toilet paper? Alright, so that guy's looking for toilet paper. If we open this, is there any toilet paper in here? That's a toilet. Nothing to be seen in there. The sinks do anything? Those sinks are awesome because there's soap in the water that comes out of them. Man, don't take a drink out of those, guys. That'd be bad. Alright, so we have to find some toilet paper. That's probably our next item we should be looking for. Once again, this locker, like in the first game, has only 2 slats on it, so you know you can open it and gather some money. Cool, so we're up to like 40 cents, it looks like. 40 cents. Oh, and here's Chubbs again. Ooh, I want a cookie. Just a cookie, nothing else. Alright, he still got his Feed Me shirt. That's Chubbs. That's Chubb, I'm sorry, I added the S. I should say his name correctly to respect him. He's on the National Obesity Observer's Top 5 Most Wanted list. I'm having some trouble reading today, as you guys can tell, as usual. And there's a poster for Riddle School 2 in Riddle School 2. How meta. Riddle School 2, wow, they made a second one? Awesome, I'll have to check it out once I escape school. Alright, and then there's another vent. There's a roll of toilet paper in that vent. Why? Who sticks toilet paper in vents? I would go in and get it, but the vent cover is rusted shut. Alright, so one of our items might be able to oh, okay. So our slidey trombone oil, for whatever reason, that opened it up. Alright, and we were able to get the toilet paper. We should be able to go back and give that dude the toilet paper. I probably won't need that. The only fire the school's ever had was when Zach sneezed all over that science project. Man, Zach is full of all sorts of crazy elements. He's freezing. If he sneezes, he starts fire. The back door is unlocked, but it's blocked by a dumpster. That stinks. Nah, that does stink. Teacher's lounge. Why are you in here? I was in the hallway. Okay, so we get another choice here. And this is where the bullshit puzzle is located, if I remember. So I'll show that to you guys in a second if we get by the teachers here. I was in the hallway and I thought I might stop by. That's very nice of you, but this is the teacher's lounge. Get out. Okay, so we can't go in there. I got permission to buy a cookie. Which teacher sent you in here? Mr. Oboe. Do you have a note? I didn't think so. Get out. Ha, goddammit. Of course it wasn't going to be the easy one. Mrs. Sleep. She's been asleep since last month, Mr. Sum. That's me. And I never said you could have a cookie. Go back to class. God damn it, dude. You're blowing my cover here. No teacher sent me up. The cookie machine was calling me. Just get back to class. Alright, I just saw a cow in the office randomly burst into flames. Alright, I guess we'll try that one. Okay, I got a reaction. Was it my cow? What did it look like? It was fat and white with black spots. Actually, I'm not sure whether or not it was a cow. That doesn't convince me the story's true. It didn't sound that believable to begin with. If you don't have anything useful to say, I suggest that you get back to class. Come on, guys. Alright, so it was just a regular cow that burst into flames, and it was probably your cow. My cow doesn't have spots, so that story is no concern of mine. Get out. Okay, whatever. Alright, we can't screw with the teachers right now anyway, so let's go ahead and give the toilet paper to this dude. Here, man, go ahead and take it. Nice little animation. Guy gets done with this business, and no thank you from you? Okay, thanks, dude. Whatever. You're welcome. Yeah, even the protagonist is pissed off. Oh, and we found a mop in here. So the mop's going to probably go to the janitor because, you know, the janitor lost something in the first one. I'm assuming this is his mop. Here you go, man. Where'd you find my mop? I've been looking all over for it. Thanks for returning it. Here's my last dime. And don't waste it on the school's cheesy pencils. Why would I buy a cheesy pencil? I got all this money. I'm there for the cookie machine, obviously. So let's go break into the teacher's lounge, see if that's open now. If anything changed. It looks like the teachers might be back in their rooms. Mr. Sum's room is lit up now. Have a nice visit while you're here and hurry back to class when you're finished. Alright, can I take your calculator? As Mr. Sum's calculator, I can't see why he would need it since all he does is simple addition. Alright, oh, that paper moved. Okay, and there's a coin beneath it, and it looks like we are up to 50, 60... I don't know how many cents we have, but we have some money, which is good. So I think that's all we probably needed in there. Wow, this room is really green. Green guacamole is good. And then she's like the new Mrs. Coffee, and she's all shaky from drinking too much coffee. That's Mrs. Green. I can't really think of anything to say that you haven't already figured out. Yeah, she looks a little bit hyper. Doesn't look like there's anything in here. That's a stool. Okay. Ms. Green has spilled coffee on that wall, destroying its surface. Alright, we'll leave her be for now. She might have something later. I don't know. Ooh, I want a cookie, just a cookie. Okay, so Chubb is going to say the same thing every single time. So let's go ahead and click around here. Coffee machine. It reminds me of my old teacher, Mrs. Coffee. Aw, she got replaced. She shook so much from her coffee that her classroom started crumbling apart. Oh, what a terrible end for her. Alright, so the cookie machine is 75 cents. The cookie machine doesn't appear to be functional. So here is, if I remember correctly, the bullshit puzzle. It might have been in one of the other games because there's like 5 or 6 of these or something like that. There's some huge number of these games. But if you go ahead and there's no indication of doing this, this is something I figured out, like I said, after like an hour of playing this stupid game back in the day. But if you click the shadow of the machine, like I just did, you'll get to the back of the machine, and you'll notice that it's unplugged. So you'll be able to plug that bad boy in, and then you can leave this area and should be able to use your money on the cookie machine. So now we can go ahead and buy a cookie from the cookie machine. 75 cents was inserted. That's a pretty expensive cookie, if I must say so myself. So we got our cookie. We can give this to Chubb. Here you go, Chubb. Chubba boy, have that. Enjoy that. Yeah, you see the cookie. Oh, that's pretty mean. We threw it on the ground. Come on, man. At least hand it to the guy. He's not like a bad guy. He's just kind of a nuisance. All right, so now we can get in the office. And there's Mr. 5. That's 5. Yes, that's his name. He won a school election a few years ago with his Vote 5 shirt. So now we should be able to go in and get the key. I don't know if any of these have anything important in them. It doesn't look like it. Mr. Mister's room. Hi, Mr. Mister. How you doing today? I'm not here for any reason except to steal this. I'm keeping this. Yep. See you later. I think he took the key. Guess Mr. Mister's not very intelligent or quick on the draw. So we should have everything we need to escape the school. I don't think that there's anything else that we actually need to get out of here. So just like the first game, I don't know if there's like any secrets in this game or anything like that, but there is a way to just get out of the school super quickly. Let's go ahead and it doesn't even look like we have to use the key. We just click the door. And yes, that sweet, sweet freedom, unless something stops us here. I have no idea. I don't remember this animation particularly. I just remember that goddamn vending machine with that stupid cookie in it. Ah, yes, outside, breathe in the air, enjoy it. And there we go, guys. We escaped Riddle School 2. We skipped another class. We added more dum-dum cells to our brain because we're not learning. And we're out of there. Thank you so much, John Bro, for allowing me to beat another one of your games by just, remembering your stupid puzzle with the vending machine. Like I said, the games do get more polished as time goes on. This one was a huge step up from the first game. And I really like both of them a lot. But they're more of like the building blocks as the games get better over time. And you guys have even left comments in the first game that I played that you like some of the later games more, and I absolutely agree with you guys on that. I think that the later games are a lot better compared to these early attempts, but these, like I said, you really start appreciating sort of like how the dev developed over time. But anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed Riddle School 2. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also, be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye.
Girbeagly.